All right, so today we're going to dive deep into the world of numerology, and we're going to explore one of its most misunderstood and honestly most deeply intuitive numbers, the quiet, magnetic, and really profound life path number 2.
Wow. This quote, it just nails it, doesn't it? This gets right to the heart of what it means to be a number 2. It's not about what's being said out loud. It's about what's being felt. This is a path of deep, deep perception, of sensing that energy and emotion that exists just under the surface of everything.
And this is where you really see the contrast. A life path 1 is all about that forward motion, that individual drive. But a number 2, they are attuned into a totally different station. They aren't there to lead the charge. They're there to understand it, to feel the collective pulse of the room. So what does that make them? Well, it really brings us to their core identity, the quiet observer. You see, from a very young age, people on this path often feel like there's some kind of emotional translator, They're interpreting all the unspoken feelings and tensions that most other people just miss entirely.
So what does this actually look like in real life? Well, it shows up as these core traits. Number 2s are the natural diplomats. They just thrive on harmony and cooperation. Their emotional intelligence is, frankly, off the charts. And they have this powerful intuition that lets them read body language, tiny shifts in tone, subtle moods, all with incredible accuracy. But here's the key. It's not just that they're watching, they're absorbing. A number 2 can take on the feelings of other people as if they were their own, a lot of times without even having a conscious filter. And this right here, this is the source of both their greatest strength and their biggest challenge. And that's where we get to the heart of the matter for a number 2, this idea that their greatest gift is also potentially a curse. That deep sensitivity is an absolute superpower, but just like any superpower, it definitely comes with a shadow side. So let's just clear something up right now. For a number 2, sensitivity is not weakness. It's not fragility. It's actually a really advanced form of perception. It's the ability to see all the invisible emotional data that's flowing between people. And because they have this incredible perception, you'll often find that in their friendships, their families, their relationships, they're the glue. They're the ones holding it all together. They are the peacemakers who instinctively work to smooth over any tension. They don't avoid conflict because they're weak. They avoid it because that loud, aggressive energy is genuinely draining to their system. Okay, but there's always a but, isn't there? What is the cost of constantly being the one to maintain external peace? This is where we have to explore the shadow of harmony. That drive to keep everything calm on the outside can lead to a massive storm on the inside. Really think about that for a second. What truly is the price you pay for consistently putting everyone else's comfort and needs above your own? It's a question every single number 2 eventually has to face. And this right here shows that inner tug of war perfectly. On the surface, they seem calm, they're agreeable, supportive. But underneath it all, when their own needs are pushed aside again and again, a quiet resentment starts to build. They're the ones who say, "Oh, it's fine," when it is absolutely not fine.
And you can see how this becomes a really tough cycle. They silence their own voice to keep the peace, which then leads them to avoid necessary confrontations. And that in turn just fuels this loop of self-doubt and overthinking, where they're constantly replaying conversations, just worrying if they said or did the wrong thing.
So the big question is, how does a number 2 get out of this spin cycle? Well, it all comes down to one absolutely crucial life lesson: learning self-worth. This is the turning point on their path. For number 2, self-worth is that aha moment, that profound realization that, hey, my value is inherent. It's not tied to my ability to be a peacemaker or to keep everyone else happy. And once that really clicks, everything starts to change. And that realization, that's what kicks off this incredible transformation into what we can call the evolved peacemaker. It's a huge shift from feeling fragile and tossed around by others' emotions to becoming truly influential. You see, their whole life journey is really about finding that sweet spot, that balance. It's about understanding that real peace doesn't require self-sacrifice. It's about learning how to open up and receive love, support, and appreciation with the exact same grace that they give it out. And wow, the difference between these 2 paths it's night and day. The unevolved path can lead to being really dependent and emotionally fragile, but the evolved path, that creates an emotionally strong, intuitive leader whose power comes from profound influence, not from force. I just love this distinction. An evolved number 2 has no need to dominate or control a situation. Instead, their very presence just softens it. They create this atmosphere of safety and trust where other people feel comfortable enough to open up, which makes them incredible advisors, counselors, and mediators.
And we can't forget about their other hidden superpowers. They are deeply loyal partners who crave real emotional intimacy, not just surface level stuff. So many of them are also powerful creatives, artists, musicians, writers, who use that sensitivity to translate emotion into art and to see the subtle beauty in the world that most of us just walk right past. So you see, the power of a life path 2 isn't about being loud or flashy at all. It's a quiet, magnetic strength that leaves a lasting, really meaningful mark on every single person they connect with. You know, the world might not always see a number 2 right away, but this statement, this is the absolute truth about their impact. When you are truly seen by a number 2, and when they allow themselves to be truly seen, that connection is something you will never, ever forget. And so, this leaves us with the lifelong challenge, the big question for every single life path 2 out there. How do you learn to stand firm, to honor your own needs, and to speak your truth, all while holding on to that beautiful, empathetic softness that is your greatest gift to this world?